What's up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chap. This is where we chat about the stuff that we like, the stuff that we like, the stuff that. What's up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat. This is where we chat about the stuff that we like, 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 the stuff that. What's up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat. This is where we chat about the stuff that we like, the stuff that we like, the stuff that we like, the stuff that. What's up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat. This is where we chat about the stuff that we like, the stuff that we like, the stuff that.
What up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat episode 150.
150.
Oh, congratulations!
We made it all the way there. And we're going to talk about some nerdy stuff. I am FooRay.
And I'm Chamba.
And we are two brown boys that talk about nerd culture. And we draw pictures. And then we talk about it.
Sometimes there's pictures.
Sometimes there's both things happening.
Yeah.
Did you see I posted that time lapse today?
I did. Good job. Congrats, guy.
Forever ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations!
Yeah. I did it though, like a week or more than that.
Yeah, and you just uploaded it.
And I just uploaded it. Sorry, hold on.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations!
I'm doing such a good job posting the things I do.
You need a button with an actual proper applause.
I do have applause. I just haven't set them to a button.
Okay, well, set that for the next time.
I also have the applause where it's like somebody kissed on a sitcom. So, ooh.
Okay, that's also very random though, but I don't know how that's appropriate for anything, but still, that could be fun.
Well, obviously for when we kiss, finally.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a whole bunch of crap.
It's a bunch of stuff. It's been about a month. Oh, dude, you need the "It's been" button.
Shit. Oh man, we need to do our own.
Yeah.
I'll just record you and I doing it when you get there.
Cool, because I still always do it.
Us doing it.
I still do it as loud as I can, and I don't see. That's the one I don't care about as much.
Well,
yeah.
My name's Jeff.
So you do what you want, man.
That was fun.
We have like a ass ton of stuff, and you've seen a bunch of crap, and I've seen none of that.
I've seen essentially everything except Aladdin.
I've not even that.
Remember how I said I wasn't going to watch Aladdin?
Yeah.
I'm
well, is it because no one said they wanted to?
Oh, no. I've had multiple people say, let's watch that. I was like, nah.
And you're like, no.
Nah. But, they understand.
Do they understand?
I don't know.
Why do you have such a strong opposition?
It's not really a strong opposition. It's just that if I want to watch Aladdin, I'll just pop on the Blu-ray and watch Aladdin.
You don't want to see Will Smith's Genie?
It's not even that. I'm just like,
You don't want to see non-Gilbert Gottfried Iago?
Alan Tudyk is cool.
You don't want to see that Weak Sauce Jafar?
Definitely not.
In Genie form? I want to see Weak Sauce Jafar in Genie form.
Does it even have Weak Sauce Jafar in Genie form?
I don't know because I haven't seen it.
See, that's the thing. I don't know.
It happens because it happens in the movie.
Yeah. So
you don't want to see the new song.
The thing is, I have heard the songs already.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. I heard the song.
I saw they put the clip out, but I didn't do it.
One thing that is definitely awful of that film, though, is the in like there's Disney films how they'd have like a main song and then they'd have a version that's sung by like current musicians.
Oh yeah, that one was awful.
That one is so bad.
Who was on that again?
Whoever it is, I don't like him.
I don't remember who did.
I don't like him. I remember when you first linked it to me, I was like, why is he eating his words?
Yeah, I feel like it was like a Jonas brother or something.
Probably. I don't care. He was awful.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Thank you. It's that. But I'll talk about some movies that I've watched. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to just talk about them briefly. But we'll get to that later.
Okay.
First thing on the list is, we both watched Love, Death, Robots.
I only watched the first half.
Oh, you haven't watched them all?
Yeah,
I watched them all.
I've
I
only seen
liked them.
the first 6 of them.
I think I liked some more than others, obviously, because they're all done by different people. But the ones I did like, I really liked.
I think I liked all of the ones I saw.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
But I liked all 6 that I saw. I just have. There's so much content, Jeff.
Here's the thing. Here's what happens most of the time. There is so much content. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much good shit. I'll just
Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play some stuff that I know I love.
Right.
To get some shit done.
I just listen to people talk about wrestling. It's pretty much all I do.
That's fun. I listen to a lot of podcasts, like comedy type podcasts in general.
Oh man, I've been getting, a little bit I'm glad, a little bit I'm sad that it took me so long to start getting into like New Japan and shit.
It's gonna be great, dude.
Because right now it's fever pitch. Like everybody is going ham. And
the G1 that's gonna happen is gonna be good.
Dude, I'm excited for the G1.
Mm-hmm.
G1 because everybody is doing it.
Everybody wants in, man.
Everybody, man.
I love it.
Like I loved Moxley's declaration that
dude, he's great.
And his we talked about that. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about this shit like a year ago or something. And we were saying like, who do we think would benefit from going?
We did say Dean.
And I was like, fuck.
We said Dean. Yeah, and I'm like, that's like prediction.
It's nothing like I would have thought.
No, exactly.
But I really like what he's doing. Like
he's got a specific nickname that they call him. Death Rider?
I thought that was the name of his new move.
But they refer to him basically as the Death Rider, I guess.
I really liked he did like a backstage interview.
It was great.
And he's like holding up the young lion.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's all beat up or whatever. The young lion kid looked really familiar. I couldn't.
Well, a lot of the young lions are all straight from New Japan. He was part of the Best of the Super Juniors.
Okay.
He participated.
For reference sake, we're talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Jeff, when he came, when we moved in together in like 2012, you got me into wrestling again, and I hadn't watched it in years. And it was fun when we were first getting back into WWE, and like a whole lot of crazy shit was happening. I think it was like, it was early days, like right when the Shield broke up. I think is when we were watching it.
Well, when you got you back into it, I was watching it prior to that, obviously, but
when we started watching it together, was during that era. And New Japan stuff, while I loved watching it because they did some crazy shit, it's harder for me to watch
because of access.
They do that for sure, but also because they do moves with like reckless abandon.
Here's the thing. I'm in agreement with you there, and I'm actually there's so many moments where I'm like, calm, like just pull back just a little bit because I don't. Because I'm like, I don't want you to like. I understand that they are in full dedication. They are so dedicated to the art and of entertaining that they put themselves through so much stuff, and I'm like, it's getting to the point where you don't have to go past the line where it's real now.
Right.
You don't have to. Like, we already appreciate all that you're doing already because you're putting the best show out there.
Who was the dude
calm down.
That fought Offspray?
Dragon Lee, he has a move where he just, I'm going to be a bullet and my head is the point.
No, I hate that. He's got to stop.
Yeah, every time he does that, I was like...
Somebody... like end their shit doing a headbutt like last year in New Japan.
Yeah, Shibata.
Yeah,
the guy who introduced Kenta.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, you didn't see that?
No.
Okay, because because Dominion just happened. Great event.
He showed up at that.
Shibata came out and introduced Kenta.
Oh,
you know who Kenta is, right?
I thought he was still like bedridden or whatever.
No, he's actually been fine for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been in the LA dojo teaching.
Okay, not wrestling anymore.
No. He's a teacher, but he definitely goes into the ring while he's to teach. But he no longer participates in wrestling.
Good, man, because the way they described.
Oh, he cracked his skull. Yeah.
Yeah, that headbutt.
Yeah. It fucked him.
Like a baseball bat.
Yeah. I mean, it could have killed him. Thankfully, it didn't.
Hot yuck. Speaking of hot yuck, you peep the Undertaker versus Goldberg?
No.
Dude.
I didn't watch any of that event. Was it actually... You watched it?
No.
Okay.
I only watched the Undertaker stuff after because I heard that it was real terrible.
As in terrible wrestling?
Yes,
Okay.
because...
So not like terrible like New Japan where it's like, ugh, that move.
Well, no, there is that, but
Okay.
unintentional.
Oh, okay.
Because Goldberg... Well, it started out okay. They were doing some shit where Goldberg was spearing the shit out of Undertaker, which is fine. That's what Goldberg does. But then they went for a spot that happens a lot in wrestling where somebody goes for a spear when they're in the corner or a shoulder tackle.
Mm-hmm.
The person moves out of the way and lets them shoulder tackle the ring post.
Mm-hmm.
Goldberg did not shoulder tackle the ring post. He full on bullet Dragon Lee or whatever
Outside?
his head into the goal post or into the ring post.
Is he all right?
He cracked his shit open and started bleeding. He knocked himself out.
Yeah,
fully
he's probably
on.
concussed.
No,
probably...
he is, and he knocked himself out. Like he was dangling on the rope and his legs were jelly.
How did they finish the match?
For some reason, Goldberg kept going.
Of course, because he wasn't there anymore.
He wasn't, and Undertaker was going with him. I think he did the old school where you jump off the rope.
Yeah.
And then Undertaker put him up for a tombstone spot, but Goldberg's got no grip. It's over 100 degrees, and both these dudes are old as balls. So he goes for the tombstone. Goldberg fully lands on his head in the tombstone because he slips down in the grip.
Of course he does, because he's not even there. He's not conscious anymore.
No, he shrugged his shit up, just fully headed on the fucking tombstone.
No.
Then Goldberg tries to go for a jackhammer.
How is he doing all... Is this autopilot?
Yeah, autopilot, basically.
Yeah, because
So
what
he
probably
tried to
happened
go
was...
for-
Because they rehearsed it, right? And his brain is just going
Right.
through the motions of the rehearsal.
And I'm sure they were trying to call spots.
For
and shit,
sure, but... Oh, my
It was,
God.
so anyway, he goes for the jackhammer. Normally, jackhammer's up here.
Yeah.
You turn, and then you're slamming them on their back.
Oh,
He
no.
got him up, but only immediately up and down, and then turned it into a brain buster. And he brain busters the Undertaker's old ass like a package brain buster because he was trying to go for one and couldn't get all the way up. Then they try to finish the thing finally, and they go for like Goldberg's going to try and tombstone Undertaker, and they try to do that thing where you do a back bend and then Undertaker reversals it into a tombstone. But instead, Goldberg fails, and they try to go for the reversal, and they just fall down on top of each other. Fucking Taker gets up and tries to choke slam Goldberg, but can only get him to a half choke slam. So he's basically just sitting him down on his back and then pins him. And then he looks disappointed in the ring, and then Goldberg flops out of the ring and can't stand up because he's fucked up.
Because he's essentially dead.
Essentially.
Oh, my gosh.
It was one of the most tragic main events I've ever seen. And I just felt bad for Goldberg because he, it's clearly wasn't part of the plan that he knocked him out of the beginning.
I'm pretty sure it's no one's goal. It's like, all right, get near death.
All right.
Make bank, because that's what the show's about, making bank.
When we're done here, you got to look at that clip of Goldberg.
I don't want to see someone near death like that.
It's so loud.
I don't want it.
But the crowd was fully into it the whole time.
Of course, because they probably think it's part of it.
Oh, man. They were into it. They were into it.
I'm all right, man. That's
Such a weird show, though.
That show is weird. WWE is weird.
I agree. All of wrestling is weird if you think about it at all.
Wrestling is a theater.
But
it's theater / sport.
Well, now that we've talked about wrestling for a minute,
Yep.
what's next on the list of stuff?
HBO's Watchmen teaser.
You excited? Are you excited for that?
Where does this take place?
After?
Oh, so this is like after what happened in Watchmen. Is that what?
Well, after what's happened in the story of the
Sure.
not necessarily
Not the movie.
The movie version.
Right. But just essentially, you remember the Watchmen story? Yes. This takes place after that. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Because I think there's a group of guys who are like the Rorschach supporters.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's as a result of Rorschach's sacrifice.
Yeah.
In the original story.
Yeah. I think it, like, based on the little clips, it looks like it's filmed real well.
It looks like it's filmed well, but all the design work is shitty to me.
I don't have it. No. I it's what it is.
It all looks dookie to me. It looks like when people try and be superheroes in real life.
Oh, like and it's like
Phoenix Jones could be a superhero in this world of Watchmen, and that's not good quality to me. Like the costumes in Snyder's Watchmen looked incredible.
They were. I know people like the shit on Snyder's Watchmen, but it's good.
That movie's good.
It's good.
That movie's good. The action is fantastic.
Yeah, dude. Visually, dude. Snyder knows how to do shit visually.
If I was gonna take one thing out of that whole movie, you guess what it is? Hold on a second. Here we go. I'll set you up. Guess what it is?
I don't know.
It's the Hallelujah sex scene.
Oh yeah, see, I forgot about that because I blanked that from my mind.
Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst version of that.
Do you think it's too long?
Bro, it could be the exact same, but if it was the proper version of that Hallelujah song, it would have been so much less painful.
Here's the thing: I don't remember that version of it, so I'm okay.
Thank the stars you don't remember because it was terrible.
Okay.
It was terrible.
But yeah, the Watchmen teaser, it could be interesting. What is it, like 8 episodes or something?
Something like that. It's on HBO, so I mean, who's got an HBO account right now? I'm sure everyone's canceled that after the Game of Thrones.
Right. We haven't even talked about that, I don't think.
No.
You watched it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with it?
Pacing wise, I feel like it would have been better if the first 3 episodes were the one season and the second 3 episodes were the season after that. But I still feel like everything that happened made sense based on what they set up for the other seasons.
Yeah, see, I'm total agreement.
Yeah. It was just a pacing issue for me.
I think to me, the issue was definitely the pacing. Things felt like, because they were limited in time, whether it's their choice or not, they got to the point. But the actual result of where they led to, I had no issue with at all.
My only issue was with the person who sat on the throne.
Right, because it didn't feel...
how that was chosen, because that was the only part that felt unearned.
It felt like we're missing parts.
Right.
That would had we seen, it's almost like we have we're seeing an edited version, and in a director's cut we'd see all those little missing parts that would complete the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was telling Adam that it felt like watching the Cliff Notes version of what.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm sure the books, when they're done, I don't know when they're going to be done. If they're going to be done, who knows? But it'll probably be a little bit different, and
I imagine slightly more satisfying.
Yeah. But to the people that signed the thing to make season 8 again, nah.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
Nah. It Chapter 2 teaser.
You're
not interested in it, are you?
I've not seen The
The
first.
first
I mean,
one?
I saw the old one. but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
The first of these reboot.
No interest?
I.
It's not scary, by the way.
That's what I hear.
Like, there are
And-
moments where it's like, it's a little creepy, but it's not scary.
The trailer that I saw for the second one intrigues me a bit more than anything I saw for the first one.
Is it
But-
because they're adults?
It's because of who they cast as the adults.
Okay, yep, that makes sense. The casting
Because-
is quite good, actually, to be honest.
They got some great people.
Yeah, they got great, like, they got actors here. I was like, okay, let's see this. I'm
But they
intrigued.
also-
I'm gonna peep it.
They also got like Bill Hader was a interesting get.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he can act.
His
But
current show, Barry's killing it, supposedly.
I still have not seen it.
I have
you
not seen any, but people are like, it's that one's phenomenal, that show.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That is what I hear.
Which is
So,
great for him, you know.
McAvoy's good.
Yep, McAvoy's, he tends to be good in most things he does, and I'm like, oh, he's usually like outshined by somebody else regarding like a bigger name, primarily. Not outshined in the acting department, but more so outshined in whatever role the other person.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll peep it.
probably see it because
Of your
roommates.
yeah, because they'll probably be interested in that.
Yeah.
Next, Terminator Dark Fate trailer.
What did you like this trailer? This is the-
Underwhelming?
It was the music video trailer.
I don't recall the music video.
Well, one I remember it was like very music heavy, but it wasn't the Terminator soundtrack. It was like a song.
I don't
And then
recall that
you know,
one.
like, the chick throw a thing in slow motion,
Nope.
or Gabriel Luna throws a thing through a window or some shit.
I think he looks cool as the Terminator.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I think that the trailer might be a little underwhelming, if that makes sense.
In what way?
Like, there wasn't. I wasn't like, I'm gonna watch it,
Yeah.
but the trailer didn't really hype me up any more than my interests already.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already interested in watching the film because I want to see this new take. I know a lot of people hated the Terminator Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I think that film was ruined by its trailer because they showed everything in the trailer. Yeah, they showed everything in that trailer. Like, I've showed that film to people who haven't seen the trailer, and they were like, that I had a lot of fun with that. I was like, yeah, because it's actually a pretty fun film.
It's weird to me that they gave away the John
Everything.
Connor twist in that, but
Yeah.
they didn't give away that J.K. Simmons was in the movie.
Right.
Because I watched it and I was like, J.K. Simmons was in this.
Mhm.
How did they escape that in the trailer? But they gave away the John Connor thing in the trailer.
It's like the twist, or just something like an integral part of the story. Let's show that in the trailer. Nah, you did a bad move with that. But this one, I have no idea what's going on in this new one. It feels like it's almost like a soft reboot-ish, or like almost like history's repeating itself.
Right. From what I gather, I'm guessing that the younger girl is harboring the child that will save the future.
Because it's almost like they resetted it by doing something, and
Right. Whatever they did to
Yeah.
fix it, did fix it temporarily.
until they got word of it, it's like, nope.
Yeah. Now they have to do
Yeah.
something else. And,
I'm interested by the news. I guess that lady that's from the future with, I guess, like cybernetic lining in her skin or something. I don't know what it is.
enhanced robotic that isn't a robot.
The new Terminator looks interesting.
Yeah. What did you think of his deal?
It's almost like the T800 and T1000 are kind of combined, but in a way where it can separate itself from its core.
Right. So it's like he's got like a liquid metal skin that can basically create like a clone body.
Yep, like a double.
Oh yeah. Which is interesting.
Very.
I'm curious how they're going to use that, you know?
No John Connor, which is interesting because I'm like, what happened
No
there?
John Connor that we know of.
Right.
But it would be interesting if there's a situation where like John Connor dies.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, now the future is different. Now it's this chick who's going to harbor the guy who leads us all.
Right. I don't know, man. I'm curious. We'll see where that goes.
Tim Miller.
Yeah,
the action looked cool to me. I like the scene of her like doing that Olympic shot put swing with the axe where she busts him in the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they brought back our girl, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, she looked cool. She looked like an older version of herself, which makes sense.
Old man Logan, Sarah Connor. It should be dope, or at least I'm hoping dope.
I mean, we got Arnie in there as a role. I don't know whether he's playing like an older version of himself, or is he like the original guy? How about if that were the case?
I believe they said he is a T-800.
Okay, so he's like an aged T-800 then.
But we just don't know in what context he is a T-800, because the one that saved John Connor, he did the
yeah, exactly. He was the thumbs up in the lava.
So he is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they sent another robot,
right?
And this one came back to kill John, but never did because John is dead or something. I don't know. But I'm curious, man. When does that one drop?
November.
Mm-hmm. Wow. They're doing a whole bunch of Terminator like tie-in stuff that they announced at E3.
Games?
Yeah, like Gears of War is going to do like a Dark Fate thing where you can be like the T-800 and have like the Gears of War gun with the saw on it.
That looks like it could work.
And they also are doing a crossover with Ghost Recon, which is the new Tom Clancy game where John Bernthal is the main villain in it.
Who's the hero?
You play the hero.
Oh, okay. So it's not like based on anybody.
You make your own hero character, but the main villain is Bernthal. And then that one is also supposed to have some sort of Dark Fate tie-in.
Interesting. That's interesting. The whole movie. I find that interesting in general, like the whole movie collaborating with games.
Yeah, I do as well. And I didn't realize it until right before E3, but apparently the game that's the Ghost Recon one, they did another game last year called Wildlands. Mm-hmm. And that one had a Predator mission where, because you're guys in the jungle, you're like a task force.
Okay.
You could team up with 3 other guys and go on this jungle mission. And the thing that you're hunting is the Predator, where he has...
Old Predator or like the one from the Predator that just came out last year?
I think it's the old Predator.
Okay,
like cloaks and stuff. He's jumping around in trees, and you and your other 3 people you're playing with have to try and kill the Predator before he kills you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, I might get that game
just for that. Yeah,
almost like Predator mission.
But then it's almost like a mission only, and I'm like, this could have been just a cool game on its own, almost. But now I guess it's a bonus to another game.
Exactly.
So I guess that kind of makes sense.
And it's a cool thing that otherwise we might not get.
Right.
Speaking of things that might not get that video game related that we didn't get on here. Because it's not from E3, it's actually before, but we didn't talk about it. Mortal Kombat 11 announced that they're doing Spawn as part of their DLC pack, their first DLC pack.
Cool.
And the role is being reprised by Keith David.
Cool. Doing
the voice of it. Can't wait to see what his design looks like.
Right.
And HBO old school Spawn. And,
that's true.
And the other character that they teased is Ash from Evil Dead.
Really?
Hopefully reprised by Bruce Campbell. Because how do you do it otherwise, you know?
Honestly,
But both of those characters, perfect for a Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Which makes
and
me like, I'd
you've
love more
not
of
seen
that.
the Shang Tsung trailer.
Yeah, that's the best.
It's so good. There's so
That's
many
the best,
references
dude.
to the first movie. I love it.
That's how
I
you
wish they
handle
would've
Easter
got-
eggs.
I wish they would have brought back Bridget Wilson or whatever to
Oh my gosh,
to
dude!
come back to be Sonya.
Dude,
I know
could you imagine if they brought back all the actors that are willing to come back to just reprise their roles?
can bring back Robin Shue to be
Yeah,
Liu
dude. To me, that's Liu Kang. I don't care.
Kang. Really, he's perfect Liu Kang.
Yeah, that's Liu Kang.
They could have even brought back Mark Dacascos to be Kung Lao because he was Kung Lao.
That's
in-
right, dude. Ah, and
Did you
because it's
see-
all like mocapped anyway. You know what I mean?
You saw John Wick.
I
Right?
wrote it down in there.
Okay,
Yeah. So we'll
that
we'll
one
get
I
to
did
that.
see.
Okay,
That's the
we
only-
could talk about that one then
'cause
together.
he was fantastic in that shit.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah,
you wanna
the Shang Tsung thing. I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
All right. Let's talk about the Akira one next.
All right. So Warner Brothers,
Yeah,
a while ago, they obviously acquired the rights to do the live action Akira.
right. Like it's been in the works for years and years.
Yes.
Was supposed to produce it before, still is, but he was stuck on as a producer years and years and years ago.
So now they've got a release date locked down, May 21, 2021, with director Taika Waititi.
I like Taika Waititi.
I do too.
How do you feel about him directing Akira?
I think it's going to be fine. I just think a movie's a bad idea.
Why?
Because I feel that it could have been done better as a 6-episode HBO type show.
How long is the original movie?
The movie's one movie, but also the movie is only it's a minor adaptation of like a 6-volume manga.
Right.
But the difference there is that the guy who made the original movie, he also made the manga.
Right.
So it's completely it's not completely different. He basically just cut specific parts that he wanted to depict, and the way he described it, it's essentially two, I guess, almost like an alternate version of it. Really, the movie is an alternate version of it, but that's its own depiction. Now, if this is going to be a live action movie, I'm curious whether or not he'll take the primary aspects from the movie that was made, or he'll take aspects also from each of the mangas. But I'm just curious how he's going to depict it. Where is it going to take place? Is he going to be true to it, or is he just going to take the idea and like move the location?
I think he's moving the location. For some reason, I remember some talks about it early on where he was talking about doing kind of what Alita did, and
I love that movie, dude.
Like a multicultural cast rather than just making them all Asian.
I'm good with that too, because I rewatched Alita.
Did you watch the trailer for that game?
Oh, not yet.
Dude, they gotta make Alita DLC for that shit because it is essentially
It'd be perfect, right? It's the rollerball thing, right?
it's the rollerball thing.
Okay.
You're rolling around a thing and you gotta
Yeah.
throw it in the
Who knows? For all we know, it might be already planned.
Who knows? Yeah, I'd never heard of the game, but
Okay.
if they don't make Alita for that, they are slipping. At
Yeah,
least
it's almost like that's a missed opportunity. Although to be fair, who knows if one of the actual characters are like an homage to Alita?
let's hope because
Yeah. But yeah, like if Taika is gonna do the whole take it in the same direction that Cameron and Rodriguez took Alita, and made it take place where it did with the whole multicultural cast, I'm down for it. The thing is, you don't have to be you don't have to adapt it to the point where it's an exact version of it. It's just you have to take the elements of the story and basically just represent the characters for what they're supposed to be. Like not you can change the race of a character if their personality is still the same. It shouldn't make a difference that much, unless it's unless the race aspect is a vital part of it.
But you don't feel like it is for that story, other than it's called Akira.
Well, I mean, I think the actual kid that is Akira make him Japanese, that makes sense.
Right.
You know, every other character, not really. You can have a couple Asians in there. That couldn't hurt.
Like, you can't have Tetsuo be Trevor or something. You know?
I think, like, you probably could.
Yeah.
I think you probably could. Here's the thing, though. When this movie comes out,
Yeah.
people are gonna hate it still.
I'm gonna shit on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, I was having a conversation with mates a couple of days ago, and I'm like, anything that's released,
Yeah.
especially these days, will get a few people that love it, a few people that are okay with it, and
a
lot of people, vocal anyways, online, that'll just find everything wrong with it.
Yeah, it's part of the experience.
It's just it now, and that's the thing. I'm just like, it's cool to hate something.
We're guilty of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, for the most part, if I really didn't like something, I'll say, okay, it's not for me. I'm not like it. But I'm not gonna constantly go online and just constantly hate on it.
Doo-doo all over it.
Yeah, what's the point? Why put that energy there?
It would have to be something that really went out of its way to be terrible.
Right.
know?
I'm like, what went out of its way to be like incredibly terrible? Like,
I can remember feeling like that about was probably the last Airbender movie.
that was I don't know what he was doing.
I was like, bruh, what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like, whose decision was any of it? But even in saying that's like, see, I don't know who that movie was for.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my main question. Because, like, it's not about, when people go, that movie's not for you. Okay, then it's probably not. But who was it for? Because if you're going to take, especially like with Avatar, you take a property that's beloved by many, many out there. You'd assume that you're making it for those people. Or if not that, you assume you're going to interpret that in a way so that you can capture a broader audience. He didn't even do that.
You don't think he was trying for that?
Oh, if he was, I don't know if he knew what he was actually making then.
Oh well.
Then it comes to like, I don't know, like, and it comes to the whole point where it's, do you give the writers and directors the full benefit of the doubt and just let the studio just allow the actual people, the creatives, to make something, for the studios to not like look at it and pick it apart and, you know, basically try to squeeze any of their ideas into it? Or would you prefer that where the studios would be like, no, we'll just meddle into it? Because, I mean, we've had fluffs in the past, like, look at Fantastic Four, the most recent one.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was, you know, at the start, it was going for a specific theme. Then it just suddenly changed. Then when you hear what happened, you're like, okay, because the studio basically got cold feet and wanted to change a bunch of shit. Now, if the director actually released what he wanted to make, I don't know, because since that never happened, I don't even know if I was going to like it or not. But I could have. People could have.
I want to know. I want to see like a comprehensive list of every time that studio interference has actually helped a movie be
Right.
better. I want to see a list of that. I'm not saying it's never happened.
No.
I'm sure it happened. I just want to know in which cases did they go like, oh man, this shit was going to be doo-doo, but the studio came in and they really saved us, man.
They really saved it. Here's the thing, like, there's a bunch of stuff that I've been watching on YouTube where it talks about like old films, like older films, like films from like the 80s and 90s. And the guy who uploads these videos, he'd do like research and behind the scenes type stuff, right? There's a bunch of films that were, say, released back in the 90s and stuff where he'll talk about how studio, like higher ups in the studios would make changes to things. And then in hindsight, the director's like, I shouldn't have let him do it, because their change just, it basically watered down the director's vision. And because of that, it changed, like, say, the rating, like for the ratings, and then it changed the audience, like the target audience. And it's like, really, would it actually change it for the better, if that makes sense? Like, the studio thinks they know what they're doing, or they want to try and hit a target market, but in the end, the director and the writers probably should have just went their actual direction and just go through with it fully. It's interesting. Like, I'm curious what's going to happen with this Akira, because I'm sure the director has his idea. I don't know who's writing it. I don't know whether or not they're going to actually consult the original creator or not.
You have to imagine if Taika's involved,
Yep.
it's going to have some comedy to it.
Sure.
Not that it will be a comedy,
Sure.
but there will be at least dark humor.
Dark humor, I can understand. Akira is not a funny book.
Right. But I just can't imagine getting Taika to do it if it's going to be completely serious.
Right.
You know, get Chris Nolan or some shit.
Sure. I don't know.
So Waititi being involved makes me think that he's got to have some sort of spin on it.
I would have even said someone like, you said Nolan, Del Toro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know who's cast in it. I don't know what the full premise is. I'm curious because of the actual property itself. I don't know what it's gonna lead to, but all the best with that, because I know that's a very beloved thing. Like, yeah. I think another anime that would get lots of people talking if it was made into a movie would be like Evangelion.
Wow! Congratulations!
Not that kind. Like, if that shit appears in that film, you'd be like, what was that? What was that? You know?
Well, you know, here's hoping it turns out good, because they've been trying to get that shit made for
long time.
They should have been.
Next
up,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
He's Batman.
He's Batman, it turns out.
He's Batman.
Did you hear the audio clip of him saying "I'm Batman" while he was making Twilight?
No.
When he first got cast, there's like a behind the scenes audio snip that was making the rounds of a blooper from Twilight where he was supposed to be sneaking into Bella's room as Edward. And he like messes up some line or whatever when he's coming in the shadows and so he just goes, "I'm Batman," like real quick. And so like just to make each other laugh, but then they sent that out everywhere. They're like, "He said he was Batman years ago."
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I don't know.
What are your thoughts on him as Batman? As Batman?
It's a bizarre one to me.
Sure, he's the youngest that's been cast. I know that's a fact. That's what they said.
Yeah, I thought he was the same age as Bale when he was cast.
He's 32.
I wasn't Bale 31 when he was cast.
Was he?
I thought he was.
Wow.
I don't know.
No idea. Bale looked older.
Yeah, but I think he's got an older presentation.
I think that's it. I think it's also because Pattinson is like, it's still somewhat attached to him, the whole Twilight thing, even though he's done so many other things after that. He's definitely proved himself as an actor. Like, he's an actual actor, you know, like he'll do a lot of like indie stuff, he'll do dramas, and usually like in those films he'll get praised as like, oh, he acted his ass off here. Right. But because it's not mainstream hits, people don't attach him to that.
Ago as well. I think Twilight ended like a decade ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was younger then. He was definitely that, but he's done so much more things. And but like a lot of the roles that he's done since then haven't been like big blockbuster type roles and films. Right. You don't remember him from anything else other than the Twilight, which were what they were.
I think my only issues with him are visual things.
Sure.
Like
he's not large enough.
Yes, I mean I know that everybody's gonna have to like, oh, you can go to the gym.
Yeah, he has a very like a strong jawline.
He does, and I think if they want to go for a smaller,
like a sleek Batman,
if he's the detective Batman, I totally get that.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
My issues are more like the things I don't think they're going to change. Like, I think you give him stark black hair,
Yeah.
I think that'll look cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that, though.
I wish they did, though.
I think they're just going to leave him a brunette. That's what they did with Bale.
I wish they'd, like, dye him, like, full on, just, like, give him full on black hair.
I would love to see that, to see him do that, just to make him visually look as different as we can, and try something new. But at the same time, I'm interested to see where they're going with this. If they, because you also wrote next on here that the rumor is they're thinking about Macaulay Culkin as Joker. Because I believe what's going to happen is we're going to see a mystery, like whodunit thing, but because of that we're going to see a lot of his rogues gallery. This is going to be a Batman who has lived in a universe where all these characters
have existed. Exist already.
Which I think is cool. I think I think it is the way to do it now that we've seen 1,000 iterations of Batman. It's kind of what they did with Homecoming. I think we're gonna get sort of that for Batman, just in the, like, he's been this for a while. Let's jump right into the story. His parents got shot.
Exactly. I like that whole. It's like, listen, we know he's deal already.
Right.
We know he's deal.
Yeah.
It's not an origin story. It's not an origin story for any real character. It's a whodunit.
Yeah, and I think them going like, okay, we know Batman. Here is a Batman story. You don't need him be introduced to you in the same way. Like, you can pick up a Batman comic and just read it. You don't have to like, oh, his parents got shot at the beginning of every comic. So I look forward to it. If it is what they've talked about of doing kind of like an Arkham Asylum type of thing, then I'm cool with all that. Macaulay Culkin as Joker, I think that's neat just because I actually like Macaulay Culkin.
I did too.
I'd want to see what he would do with it, just because it's way more in line with Joker than Leto. I think Leto was too attractive. I think Macaulay Culkin's not ugly per se, but he's specific and strange looking, and I think that lends itself to that kind of a character. I can imagine his eyes under the makeup and everything.
He'll look. I think he, like, visually, he can pull off quite a good one, I feel.
Yeah, let's hurry up and get fucking Boss Logic over here, or else we'll never know how to feel about it, right?
All right, because we need, like, people to assist in that and such, right?
I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited for it. I mean, the only piece of casting that I've heard that I don't like is what's Olaf's name? The snowman?
Yeah, damn. I'm forgetting. Why? Who is he going to be cast as?
He wants to be Penguin really bad, and and Josh Gad.
Okay, Josh Gad.
So he really wants to be Penguin.
I think he could probably pull it off.
I mean, probably, but it's another situation where he's not grimy enough to me.
I mean,
like, makeup can do a lot, but I don't want to hear Olaf's voice if he's the Penguin. I don't want to recognize him in that way.
Right.
If he's gonna play the Penguin, he's got to play a character. I don't want to hear Josh Gad.
No. Yeah. Penguin. He has to be the Penguin and not Josh Gad.
Right.
That's, I don't know. Who else could you see though in that?
I don't know. But I don't know, really. But whoever it is, I want these people to go like full on make a character. Because as much as people talk shit about Batman Returns, and they talk shit about the weird like black ooze penguin that was in that, Danny DeVito was a definitive character to me in that movie. He was
unrecognizable as Danny DeVito in that role.
Right. He was playing a character. Right. He was fully in it. And
I forgot it was Danny DeVito when I watched it.
Right, man. Like, to me, that
it's just that character existed.
No other version of the Penguin was ever like that.
No.
But it made the character in my mind.
Yeah, that was it. I actually, to be fair, like, to be honest, like, I imagine an actor like, say, Timothy Spall to be Penguin.
I don't know that one.
He played I know it was a kind of a comedic character. Do you remember Enchanted?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how that it was like that the guy who tried to make Giselle eat the apple?
A guy did that?
Remember how
It was a witch.
No, it was the witch, but then there was that guy who was in love with the witch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was Last Samurai, right?
I think maybe.
I think he was the interpreter, Tom Cruise's homie.
Probably.
He
Maybe.
was also in Harry Potter. The one with
Yeah,
the, like,
yeah.
Bible.
I always imagine him like that kind of, because if it was
an actor, I would take
he's
him
a fu-
over Josh Gad.
yeah,
easily.
that guy, because that guy's a phenomenal actor, and usually when he goes into roles,
Yeah.
his face somewhat looks familiar, but I can never like pinpoint him because he's always just the character.
Right.
Like he gets into the role so much that I'm like, oh, he's just fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was going for the whole gangster Penguin type, I could imagine him pulling that off like that.
He'd
So-
also be a great Mad Hatter.
yeah, actually, yes. See,
If they had done like an Alice in Wonderland that was good.
a good Alice in Wonderland, right? Who played Matt? Oh wait, no, Johnny Depp did. Oh,
Ugh.
right. Damn it, dude. What the hell? That's right, he did.
Um,
Oh, Disney.
so yeah, I'm into it, man. I
Yeah,
think that would be
like
cool.
the whole this Batman. If it was if it's a detective Batman story,
Yeah.
I'm down to watch this. I want to
Yeah.
see a detective Batman. Sure, like he'll punch dudes and stuff like the Arkham games and such, but Batman is way more than just that.
Yeah.
He's rarely been depicted as that. That's the problem, I feel.
They rumored also Kristen Stewart as Catwoman. I mean, but I think that's largely just because Robert Pattinson.
And again, we're probably not giving her enough credit as well.
She's also been in a bunch of shit
Yeah.
where people think she was good. She just
Her looks
This
is
is
very
not Catwoman
specific.
to me.
Yes, exactly. Like, what version of Catwoman is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Just don't let this, like, the problem with that too is if you cast her as well, people are just gonna yell out, "Oh, it's a Twilight reunion."
Yeah, Twilight Batman.
Yeah, it's like, and then they're gonna watch it, and if it's good, they're like, "Oh, I guess I'll just eat my words, I guess."
Oh, that's gonna happen.
Or if it sucks, it's like, I knew it.
Yeah. Did we didn't put the Wonder Woman?
Oh, okay. I was gonna actually pop that down. I totally forgot about it. Yeah, Wonder Woman poster. Wait, the film's been pushed back, right?
Well, it's coming out
2020.
right next year.
Yeah. I thought it was supposed to come out this year at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a year ago or something
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were saying it would be this year, but then it's
I don't know what's going on in DC, but that seems just like a DC thing, I guess.
I don't know if it is or not. I think it's a Wonder Woman thing because like Shazam came out on time, people liked it.
Didn't make
they
as
got
much money as
Joker.
I'd
It's
hope.
still going to come out in October, I'm sure of it, because they filmed that shit a grip ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Joker.
The Flash movie. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think that's
anymore.
cancelled. They said there's no more Man of Steel 2, which is unfortunate.
But I think we all saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, how do you?
What did you think of Wonder Woman's gold outfit?
Gold?
It's very gold. It's
Very,
all-
very gold.
I want to know when we're gonna see a fucking trailer for that.
Yeah, like, what's the villain?
Cheetah.
Cheetah?
Kristen Wiig Cheetah.
Ooh, that's gonna be something.
It's gonna be something indeed. And I think they pulled out a Comic-Con. No DC at Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, that's right. No DC. So, is Marvel gonna be in Comic-Con, or is Comic-Con just gonna be movie-less in regards to the, DC and Marvel?
I don't think Marvel is going, but I think Marvel is doing their shit at
D23.
2.3. And I don't remember what happened with the DC stuff. I know Warner Brothers is still going because they said they're going to have like It there and something else.
Yeah, I think Warner Brothers' presence will probably be still great, but I guess the DCEU stuff might not be being pushed. They probably might push like the DC universe, but who knows what's going on with that?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Let's talk some E3 stuff since it just happened.
Well, let's wait on E3 stuff.
Is there still more stuff going?
Because you've seen a whole bunch of movies that
I did.
seen.
All right, the films that we both saw, at least, is John Wick 3.
Yeah, loved it.
Loved it. Action, excellent. Story, simple, good.
Yeah, great choreo.
Yep. Action was just, ooh.
Some great actors included that I didn't expect to see there, like some raid guys I didn't know were going to be in it.
They were great, dude.
Glad they weren't killed off.
Yes.
So that they could be in more.
And the future stuff. Dude, that film, man, in regards as action,
yeah,
they do so well.
Are you bothered by the mythicness of John Wick's character at this point? Because the only complaints I've heard from people is that John Wick is like indestructible and can take too much damage and shit. And I'm like, that's his character, man. He's a fucking boogeyman.
But he's the boogeyman. But also, it's not as like, if that's what's annoying people.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're obviously way more.
All of them are literally invincible.
Yeah. Yeah.
John Wick, when he gets hit, he'll get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets hit. He doesn't he's not a Steven Seagal. You know what I mean?
Halle Berry in it.
She did good. Like, I'm glad, like, as little as her role is, because it wasn't too great, she did good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did good.
Liked Larry Fishburne in it.
Yeah, he's fucking good, man. Good old Larry. Good old Larry's great.
His arc turned out different than I was expecting without spoiling how that wraps up for him.
I'm curious. Yeah. I'm curious what's going to happen in the end, man. Like, I know they've announced the fourth one.
Yeah, the fourth one comes out 2021.
I'll take it, man. Keanu's on fire.
Yeah, yes. This year, man, he is all over the place. He's got Toy Story. He's in John Wick. He's got Bill and Ted 3 in the works.
Which I'm very excited about.
Always Be My Maybe is out on Netflix. And
I haven't watched it, but he's supposedly in it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but he's in it, and I've seen a couple clips of him, and he seems really ridiculous.
He seems like he just enjoys making movies.
But also, like, it seems like there's, like, a renaissance of, like, people suddenly being like, oh, yeah, he was great, and I've always loved him.
And I'm like, no, you haven't. You've, like, fucking shit. Like, we've actually loved him.
All right. It seems like after John, like, because to me, it seemed like most people consider Keanu Reeves kind of a joke. Like, they made fun of his, like, whoa, and I know kung fu and shit like that. Like, people made fun of him. You know, he was kind of like Nick Cage in a way to people. Like, everybody would see his movies, but then they would just hate on his acting. Right. But, you know, Matrix movies, even the ones people didn't like, I fucking love those movies.
Dude. Matrix, you know what? Bill and Ted's, yeah, see, that's the thing. Absolutely. Nothing's
of all time. Fucking the Speed movies are fine.
Well, he's only in the first one.
Yeah, he's only in the first one. I've only seen the first one.
I saw bits of the second. I was like, "What is this? They're on a boat."
Johnny Mnemonic.
Dude, Johnny Mnemonic is actually cool. It's just so dated, though.
It is very dated.
It's so dated because, like, the characters are cool. The premise is great, but I'm like, I'm having a hard time because it just looks like it's of its time.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It's just of its time.
What else? Man of Tai Chi was cool.
Dude, Man of Tai Chi was actually really good.
He only just got his hands in cement at the Chinese theater in Hollywood. That'll just happen for him.
It's a bloody about time.
And spoiler alert for the E3 portion, he's in the new Cyberpunk game. That shit looks bonkers.
He's also in Freaked. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's actually the guy who plays Bill.
Oh, okay.
He wrote sorry?
Winters?
Yeah, Alex Winter. He wrote and directed a film called Freaked. And Keanu Reeves actually, he's uncredited in a role, but because he's all in makeup. Like some dog type makeup. Check out the film.
Makeup?
Dude, check the film out. It's fucking it's ridiculous, and the makeup in this film is sick.
Okay.
Yeah. It's old. It's like no one that's the thing. I watched this as a kid, like when I was younger, but I didn't know the title. because it just kept playing on like Saturday movies.
Okay.
And
this is an older movie.
Oh yeah, it's from like 1993.
Where he plays a dog man.
Kind of like a dog man. The main character is Alex Winter.
Interesting.
It's a good movie. I liked it anyway. I liked it. But I liked it as a kid, and I rewatched it again. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh shit, that was him. But yeah, he's uncredited in the film. It's bizarre. But yeah, Keanu Reeves, man, on fire. Good job. John Wick 3. If you like the first two, freaking watch it.
Yeah, I can't imagine if you like the first two that you will be disappointed by the third one. Is how I feel about it.
So other films I'd watched, which it seems like you haven't.
Yes.
I'm just gonna basically talk about them, tell you the title, tell you my thoughts without spoiling anything.
So I'm looking at pictures from that Freaked movie, and that looks freaking bizarre,
dude. Check it out.
There's like a cow man.
Yeah, dude. If anything, I'll buy the Blu-ray or some shit when I'm there. We'll watch it.
In it?
Yeah, dude.
Bruh.
All right, I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray, get it sent there, so when I go there, we can watch it, all of us.
Okay, we'll have to make it a drinking game.
Sure. I call Detective Pikachu. If you're a Pokemon fan, if you grew up on Pokemon, definitely watch this. Yeah, it was that. I had a really good time with this. This one was all right. If they do a sequel, doesn't have to be a sequel, just do a spin-off basically. Basically this world that they've established now.
Yeah.
Make more movies in it, man. Now that you've basically, this is a nice starting point.
But you want new characters, not them following these same ones.
You know, the thing is that I think the beauty about this film is that the world is so large, you don't have to follow this cast anymore because the way they ended it, it's a pretty good conclusion. But because Pokemon exists in the world, you could do whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
So
you
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. If you're a Pokemon fan, definitely check it out. It's not like it doesn't change the world in regards to story, but it's a fun time and the Pokemon look really cool.
Ryan Reynolds was good in it.
Yeah, he was actually really fun in it, and it made sense story wise. Like, put it this way: the film, as it's going on, I can't from the start. I was like, "It's gonna be that, isn't it?" And it became that. And I'm like, I still had no problem with it. Like I knew shit was coming. Oh, he was good. He was good. Like every cast was good here. That's the thing. Bill Nighy's in it.
Oh, I like Bill Nighy. I'll watch pretty much anything with that guy.
He's great though. He's just great.
He is great. One of the best parts of Shaun of the Dead. Easily, like one of the best parts of the Underworld franchise.
Oh, he's just great. Pirates, he kills it.
Kills it in Pirates. Got all them whippy doos on his mouth.
It's so good. But yeah, Detective Pikachu. If you liked Pokemon, check it out. I also caught
word for it.
I also caught Brightburn.
I didn't. I still haven't. Was it good?
I liked it, dude.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Did it fulfill any of the shit that we said it should before we saw it?
What did we say?
Just our take on what should happen if he's supposed to be an allegory for Superman. How that story should end.
It's interesting because there was stuff in it where I was like, "Oh, okay." So I can't really say anything with that.
Flash forward at the end.
No, not really. No, not a flash forward. Not a flash forward. There is like stuff in the end where they show things that happen, and you're like, "Oh, that's fucking good shit." It's like, "Oh, okay." It's definitely
I'll red box it then.
Oh, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. I had a good time watching it. There was parts that I can't say it's predictable. Like I kind of felt that it was coming,
right?
But then when it happened, you're still satisfied.
Yeah,
it was a satisfying film in that sense. I'm sure. Like I spoke to a couple people who watched it as well, and they were questioning certain aspects, and I'm like, it's pretty clear. Like me watching the film, I was like, it's pretty clear that that's where it was gonna go because of the kind of characters and whatnot. Yeah, I liked it. I like that. If
Would you recommend it to others?
It's pretty horrific.
I mean, that's the idea, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you can stomach that stuff. If you want to see a slightly different take on a superpowered being,
Yeah.
it's good.
All right, what's next?
Next up, Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, good shit.
I fucking loved it. Do I have issues with it? Of course, nothing's perfect. You know what I mean? But
if I would be into these movies, if they just completely cut out the human bullshit and get right to the monsters murdering each other, and that's all I care about.
The human aspects didn't annoy me as much as would others. There is issues with the human aspects where it was kind of just like, this is the character you are. This is what you do. That doesn't make sense why you do it, and now we'll try and fix that or something. The monsters were great.
Yeah.
One issue that I do have with the monsters, how they were depicted, while we got to see way more of them than we did in the first one, I still think Pacific Rim might have handled Pacific Rim 1, which is the best, which is the only one. The second one's garbage. Pacific Rim 1 handled the fight scenes with giants a lot better than any other.
As far as the mass,
in regards of the mass, also, because you remember Pacific Rim how they showed whole figures, and they showed how big they are in accordance to their surroundings, the scale. Here, they tried to do that a lot, and when they did it mainly from like the point of view where, oh, we're seeing it from the ground level, looking up. While that's cool, do like the old Japanese films did and just show the city, and then show them fucking the city up.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh shit, they're huge. There's a couple shots where you see the full figures and you're like, oh yeah, that's tight. Especially in the cinema, because you're like, oh, they're fucking massive. But there's not enough of those types of shots in the city, I would think, like when they were fighting anyways. But fuck, I love that movie. I caught it twice.
Oh, really?
I caught that one twice, yeah.
That must mean it was pretty dope.
Well, I mean, like, prior to watching this, in the past month anyway, while I was working, I had a lot of like old Japanese, the Japanese Godzilla movies just playing in the background. And this film is probably the closest thing to an older Japanese Toho film, which is the Japanese ones.
Like it felt like
that. It felt like in line with that. In regards to like, because I know people's issues was like, oh, this, well, I know like a lot of the critics said about this one's like, there's not enough humans, and I was like, shut up.
Not enough?
Yeah, critics were saying there's not enough human connection, and I'm like, it's fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I think they liked the first one more because of that, and I was like, nah, man. I think it was actually balanced well enough. Like, there was just enough humans. And I know, you know, people want just more monsters. I would love it too, but I think that like the human aspects didn't annoy me. It just moved the plot forward more. That's what they're essentially there for, which works out in the end.
I mean, were there monsters that you felt like were missing?
There's always tons of monsters, but each of the monsters that were focused, they did a good job of representing them.
Okay. So
I'm mainly just curious
you
about.
didn't feel like there should have been some, like I know a lot of people were hoping that Kong would show up or some shit like that.
Well, they're gonna leave that for the Godzilla versus Kong.
Right, the next thing.
The next thing. So, and at that point, like, I don't know, at this point, I'm just like, how is Kong supposed to fight him?
Well, the one we saw in the 70s was supposed to be adolescent.
Yeah, they said it's adolescent.
So wasn't fully grown.
Cool.
And, you know, I also imagine that they are going to fight, but they're going to team up to fight something else.
Of course. Like, in this film, there's so many, like, hints that there's going to be something more. And to me, that feels very Japanese Godzilla, and I'm totally down with that. That's just how shit works. That's just how shit works. So, loved it. I feel if you're a Godzilla fan, watch it. You'll enjoy it. If you like kaiju and shit, or as they call them here, Titans, watch it. Yeah, it's good time. It's a good time in the cinema. Last film is X-Men Dark Phoenix. Is it Dark Phoenix or just Phoenix?
Yeah, Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Not as bad as people say it was.
No.
No, not for me, anyways. It's better than X3. That's not difficult. It's better than the X-Men Origins movies. It's better than Apocalypse.
I mean, Apocalypse was dookie butt, though.
That's right. The story was simple. It's the like her getting this. I don't know if that's spoilery. Like her getting the actual the Phoenix thing seems weird. Because especially because like
she got it.
Because in the end of Apocalypse, didn't they kind of hint that she had it already or something?
Yeah.
So here they kind of do stuff in space and there's like characters that you're like, this is pointless. But the third act, like the fights were fun, and the third act fight was great.
Right.
I actually had a really fun time with the third act, and I know the whole thing was reshots too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they said it was too similar to Captain Marvel.
Oh, I enjoyed this third act more than the Captain Marvel third act.
Well, just in it was supposed to be like Phoenix going binary and
this one I like
a bunch of spaceships and shit.
I like how they handle this more.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't terrible.
Jessica Chastain's not Skrull character.
You mean wasted character?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wasted.
Well, that's what happens when Captain Marvel basically pooped all over their idea.
Mm-hmm. But even in saying like the whole
supposed to be Skrulls.
Were they supposed to be?
Yeah, they had to change it because of the stuff that Captain Marvel did.
Okay, but check it. If they were if this film was the same except those characters were supposed to be Skrulls, pointless still.
Right. I mean, it doesn't fix anything.
It doesn't it doesn't change a thing.
Yeah.
You're right about. I know you mentioned earlier about the whole Nightcrawler thing.
Yeah.
He's great, dude.
Yeah, that was cool.
You're gonna love his scenes, dude.
Was it better than Nightcrawler takes over White House?
I think it's as good, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
I personally think because he's used a lot in this film. I feel in regards to his ability and shit. So I was like, sweet. And the way they handle it, he does like some of that.
Nightcrawler's my favorite. So
yeah, he does that ninja shit, and I was like, sweet. There's like also Magneto's just always cool. I think they kind of screwed up Professor X's character. Like,
did they?
In a way where it's like, wait a second, he's actually doing right by you, but supposedly like it's almost like the film is trying to make him feel like a villain of some kind by his actions.
It's kind of true to the comics, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, Xavier has a really fucked up history with deciding for people.
Yes.
Should happen.
But because of like the things that he does, as a viewer, I'm like, but any other way wouldn't help anybody else. Wouldn't change.
Can still justify why he did it.
Absolutely. So Cyclops was cool in it. Not enough of him, but he actually played.
Rare.
Huh?
That's rare.
I mean,
cool Cyclops.
I don't know. It was fun. Like the film wasn't terrible. It felt like a really cool episode of a TV show.
Did it feel like a solid end for the Foxcast?
It felt like an end.
My mind's telling me no.
Honestly, it's like, you know what? And that's one of the reasons why, because I wasn't planning on watching this. My mate was like, let's just watch it. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Since it's the last one on Fox, goodbye, man. Good job.
Yeah.
You didn't end, you were the weirdest freaking series because they didn't care what they were doing, dude. This film takes place in the 90s. and everyone hasn't aged since the 60s.
All right.
So I'm like, all right, man.
It's been 30 years.
Because I was like, wait a second. This film takes place technically, in timeline-wise, like 8 years before X-Men 1.
Yeah.
So, man, those 6 years, Professor X and Magneto aged the fuck. Like,
maybe they're both secretly Asian because they're like look 30.
Probably. Look 30 until they're 60, and then they shrink and shrivel. Maybe, but no, it was it was neat.
Any Sentinels?
No. No Sentinels. I don't want to spoil anything. It's not even a spoiler, but I'm not going to say it anyways.
Don't do it on the thing.
I'll tell you. If you don't care about it, I'll tell you afterwards. But yeah, those are all the films that I caught. I haven't caught Aladdin yet. You haven't either.
I have not.
If anything, I will probably end up seeing that in like a stream of some kind.
Yeah. It'll be on Netflix.
Or Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, it depends on when Disney Plus launches. I think it'll hit Netflix before Disney Plus launches.
In Australia, it'll probably hit like Stan.
There you go.
Yeah. Stan.
Keep on cold and wondering why.
Oh, right.
Is that a TV station?
Sorry?
Is that a TV station?
It's one of those subscription services, streaming services.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they get a bunch of Hulu shows.
Ooh.
And Disney stuff here. So that was it for the movies, the non-spoiler films. If you guys have seen any of those films, what are your thoughts on them?
Tell us in the comments, Malagna.
Or if you got any questions and stuff, ask them there. But now E3 thoughts, right?
Yeah, they had some E3 stuff. Final Fantasy VII. That was cool looking. Did you watch any of that?
I watched it and I was like, oh, neato.
I saw they put in the big ass spider thing as like the first boss you get. They said something like the game is going to be 2 Blu-rays worth of content. So that's a lot of fucking game.
That's a huge bitch.
So they're gonna make that thing as big as possible. It was 2 discs. I think it was 3 discs or 4 discs on the old PlayStation. The first one,
and that was like CD size, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were like the black CD ROMs.
I remember that.
But this time it's Blu-rays, and they still said it's going to be over 2 of them. They also said something about it being episodic, which I think means they're not giving us all 2 Blu-rays at once. They're giving us some chunks.
I saw the collector's edition. It comes with like a Playarts Kai.
Yeah, with the bike.
Yeah, well, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Adam because he was like, it comes with a statue, and I was like, no, it's a posable figure, but it's just off scale. They're like 7 or they're 8 inches or 9 inches.
Playarts Kai is like I think it's like 1/8.
Yeah, something like that.
It's some dumb, like if it was the Bring Art scale, which is this 1/12 scale, cool, because then it scales with everything else. But
looks cool to me.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I'm not gonna get it.
They showed Tifa for a second. She looked pretty good.
Everyone on Twitter's like, oh, yay, Tifa.
Yeah, everybody was losing their mind when she showed up.
Also, they said like Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, but it's just their
remaster.
Yeah, it's the old game. It's not the same as the remake thing that they're doing.
Remake and remaster is completely different things.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 was a pretty cool trailer. They put like a cinematic trailer out.
I'd watch that movie.
It looks crazy. The character with the light up collar is the stand-in character that you will be making yourself. So you design him and everything.
Okay. So you can make him look however you want.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what the capabilities are regarding the character edit.
They've shown only a smidge.
Okay,
but
it's cool.
Man, I'm super stoked for that.
Are they going to do the scan face thing, like the wrestling games?
Shit, I wish. No games do that except for sports games. For
why?
Whatever. I don't know, but I wish they did it. If I could put myself in that Cyberpunk game, I'd be so hot for it. especially if you could do different body types. Did you notice that I don't remember if you saw the last Cyberpunk trailer, but they have a character in that game that is like fully or Mark Henry from WWE. It's like fully him.
Is it him?
No.
Oh, why not?
But I think there's this thing where like people that were fans of wrestling when we were growing up, they're in the industry now.
Making games now.
People are like taking design things like if you look at I mean, granted, they got Rousey in Mortal Kombat, but if you look at Mortal Kombat 11,
she's playing who again?
She's Sonya Blade.
I don't like it.
It's weird, but it's fine. But their version of Kano, his base model is like 150% Austin Aries.
Yes. I thought they did a scan of him. I actually thought it was him.
Right? I don't know like how that worked itself.
To be fair,
out,
I buy it.
but he's fully that.
I buy it.
Also at E3, they when they showed Gears 5, they have like a new mode called Escape, where it's like 3 people and you're like trying to escape these dungeons. And they had 3 WWE superstars play that demo for the game live for people, and it was Xavier Woods, AJ Styles, and Tyler Breeze.
Cool. They are gamers.
They are, they all do the up, down, down thing. So it was cool, but it was like, I feel like a lot of people were like,
who are these guys?
Yeah. So it was kind of bizarre, but it was fun for me because, I like the razzles. But they show the big reveal at the end of the trailer is Keanu Reeves is in it. And I think we'll be playing a side character. I don't know if it's
like your
situation.
guide or something almost.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing where you'll be interacting with him the whole game, and they just didn't
like
tell
like
you
he'll
that.
show up
Like he's
every
a
now and
weapon
then,
supplier or something.
or kind of like a Vincent
Right.
character in the game.
I don't know what it is because I think there's they show in the cinematic trailer there's a dude that you're like doing a heist with and he dies.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if there's, because it's like The Witcher. The Witcher had like a branching storylines thing where like you could do a mission with somebody, and if you can decide how something goes, like where a character will die because of your choice or doesn't. So I'm wondering if that is a situation where like either that's the beginning of the game and like the mission goes bad, you wake up in a dump or whatever.
Right.
Keanu Reeves is your starting mission guy of like, here's your guns, lots of guns, go off and do your thing. Or if it's more of a thing of like you're playing the game and there's a mission you can go on where it's like the Keanu Reeves mission or some shit, like the Predator thing on Wildlands or whatever. I'm hoping he's like a real character where you're gonna have to see him more than once.
Where he's not just a cameo.
Because otherwise, why?
I don't know.
When they got John Bernthal for the new Ghost Recon, they were like, he's the villain. We got an actor because it's important that he be this character. So I hope the Keanu thing is not just a random we thought it would be fun because John Wick. Yeah,
because John Wick is cool. Like, let's have him here.
Right. I'm hoping he's a bit more substantial of a character than that.
He looked cool though.
We'll see. Yeah, he looks cool. He looked like Keanu Reeves with a robot arm or whatever. So
who doesn't want a cybernetic robot arm?
And they announced that one comes out
next year. Yep.
Final Fantasy also next year, which was a big surprise. But I think it's not the whole game. I think it's just the first.
Yeah, it's the first episode or whatever it is.
And then they showed
the
Avengers
last thing, anyways,
today, which was exciting for me. It was the one thing for E3 that I for sure wanted to see because I knew it would be there. And I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but there was not as much gameplay as I would have liked. What was the trailer you saw? Was it just the 3-minute cinematic trailer? Okay, well they did like a full presentation on it where they talk about what the game is. They also did a cast reveal.
How come is Hawkeye in it? No, I didn't see the cast reveal.
They did not show Hawkeye.
Okay.
but they did a cast reveal where they show they brought out who's playing the main Avengers. And it was like Nolan North is playing Tony Stark.
Okay.
Nolan North was like Nathan Drake in Uncharted. Yep. He was Deadpool. He was like the voice of Deadpool for a long time.
He was great as Deadpool.
They brought in Troy Baker.
Who is he?
He was Joel in Last of Us.
Yeah, but who is he playing?
In this one, he is playing Banner. He's Hulk.
Interesting.
The other 3 actors I have seen in stuff, but I don't recognize them enough. Troy Baker and Nolan North are the only like star voice actors.
Right. They're great.
But I think it'll be cool. They did show in the release date trailer another little tiny snippet. They show like a longer conversation with Bruce and Tony in game engine, and then they show Hank. Hank Pym is in the game as well.
Okay.
But they show him out of costume and just using like a big ass like proton cannon thing.
Interesting.
But it's Hank Pym, not Scott.
As Ant-Man.
Because it's like the comics where Hank is in the same age as Tony and all them. He's not like an old dude like we're used to with the MCU now.
Right.
So they said that all the future heroes, because apparently there will be more than the 5, will be free content that they'll update. Like, now you can be this character, now you can be this character. And they said, and this is the part that makes my nipples hard, they said that for the PlayStation version, there will be exclusive benefits and content. But they wouldn't say what. They said, we'll let you know about that at a
Only
later
for PlayStation?
Only for the PlayStation version if you get it.
Why?
Well, in the trailer for the cinematic one, they say that they're in San Francisco, and it's the Avengers setting up a West Coast bureau of the headquarters.
West Coast Avengers.
To imply that they are normally on the East Coast.
Yep.
And if there's any content they're going to give you exclusively for the PlayStation that is Avengers related, and it's in a world where now the Avengers are on the West Coast and they're normally on the East Coast, I have to imagine that PlayStation exclusive is Spider-Man from the PS4 game as a playable Avenger.
Do you reckon they'll do that?
Because that game was a Sony exclusive.
Right.
That Spider-Man will only be on the Sony platform.
Right.
I get it will be annoying to some people that were like, I can't be Spider-Man on my Xbox. And I get that. You can be salty. I get it. I would be salty if I didn't own a bright red Spider-Man PS4 already. But I have to get it on PlayStation if that's the only way I can be Spider-Man in this game. That's how it's happening.
Also, one thing I'm noticing about gamers these days, they probably own 2 of.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never been other than when I was a kid and I
couldn't afford
I got
it.
whatever console my parents said I got.
That's what I mean. But like these days, it feels
nowadays,
like most people have 2.
them.
Yeah, or most of them. Like they'll have the Switch, they'll have PlayStation, they'll have the Xbox.
Right. Yeah, I very much, because they have exclusives for the consoles, I get both so that I can play the exclusives on both, or I get both so that I can play where my friends play. So now that's less hard because a lot of games are starting to do cross-play where you can play.
That's nice.
With people on other consoles or whatever. That is nice.
I think that's nice. I think it's about time.
This new Avengers they're saying is going to be like drop in, drop out. So you team up with 3 other people, so teams of 4 as the Avengers, and you play. What it sounded like is kind of like Destiny, which obviously you're not really familiar with. But the idea is there's a hub, you meet up on the hub, and then you go into an open world and explore that world with your team of people. And there's like enemies you fight in the open world, and you go from place to place doing missions. If that is the case and it looks like the way that they showed it, I'm stoked for it. I hope it's like the Spider-Man game where you can kind of get new costumes and unlock other looks.
Right.
Because I wasn't super hot on the look of Thor.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that prior to me watching actual clips. So I saw the clip and I'm like, it's a pretty generic.
Yeah,
Thor.
it's just plain Jane looking Thor, and I feel like
Hulk looked great.
Hulk looks good.
Yeah.
Because they didn't try and reinvent the wheel. I thought Cap looked good.
Cap is bulky. His suit's bulky.
Yeah, but it looks like it's the suit that's creating a lot of the mass, which I like. It makes it feel like a soldier.
Yeah. It was like it's almost like a tactical suit that's above whatever his body shape is.
Yeah, I thought Widow looked kind of plain Jane. I didn't really like her
generic
hair.
Widow.
Yeah, but she did some stuff that's Black Widow from the movie. Like I think they showed her, which is clever because in the trailer they say something like "stay on task," blah blah blah. But as they say that, she's jumping on the back of Taskmaster, I believe. That's what it looked like. I think it was supposed to be Taskmaster in that trailer. But it was kind of like the scene where she jumps on the Chitauri guy and is flying around or whatever. They had a couple scenes in it that looked like they were references to movie things without it being the movie versions of the characters. Like Iron Man turns behind him and shoots something, and it looked kind of like the scene where he shoots the thing with a missile and then turns around while it explodes from the first Iron Man movie. There's lots of little shit like that. They didn't look like they showed us a lot of in-engine gameplay. It looked like very much a cinematic trailer. But if they get the game as close to looking like that as possible, cool. I'm 100% down. And it comes out next May, which is great because that's normally when an Avengers movie would come out, and it will be empty without those for a while.
So it's almost like we're gonna cover your Avengers fix, guys.
Exactly. Like here's a new game that you can spend $90 for the full version or $120 for the even more full version
and spend hours upon hours.
They said that they're going to continuously, regularly put out content for this for years. They plan on this being I don't know if the story content will be free for years, but I imagine that they're going to keep kicking out characters, and if you want to play those characters in new adventures, then you'll buy the adventures like story packs.
Right.
Which to me is fine. You know, if I'm going to spend $15 on a movie that I sit in for 2 hours, then
probably more as well.
Yeah, if they kick out, every few months they kick out a story chapter where I get another 5 to 10 hours of content for $30 or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, man. I want to play this crazy version of Avengers with my friends who I can be the Hulk and we can run around punching people out of the sky or whatever the case is. If it ends up being what everyone wants it to be, I'm fully into this game. I'm so scared that there's no way it can be what everybody wants it to be.
That's the thing. Like the game that everyone wants it to be, expectations somewhat high.
Oh, but how could it not be? Because they put that first teaser trailer out like 3 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm like, just sit on the knowledge that this is coming.
Yeah, this is happening, guys.
Just sit on it.
It's happening.
And eventually we got something, and it's supposed to come out next year. So happy day, as far as I'm concerned.
There's your Avengers for next year. You get to be one. You get to be one. And that's basically it.
And that's the entire episode. There's
other things I could probably talk about, but yeah.
Like what?
Lots of action figure stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of action figure
Lots of action figure stuff. But I figured with Comic-Con happening in July, there's probably a bunch of more information. So I'll just, whatever pops up, I'll just compile some stuff. We'll just do a toy episode or something.
Oh, we should do a toy episode. Maybe 151 when it goes out.
Maybe.
But toy special, 15-minute toy special. We'll keep it short and concise. Just throw pictures up. Also, I want to do a couple casting specials.
Yep, we've got a couple in mind that we want to do. I guess we can expand upon the Batman.
Yes. We're going to do something Batman related. And hopefully something X-Men related.
X-Men for the Marvel X-Men.
Yeah, so maybe we'll... You leave at the end of this week?
I leave tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Well, maybe tomorrow when this episode comes out. Who knows? I leave on a Thursday because I will be. This episode comes out before this weekend, so this weekend I'll be in Vegas for Amazing Comic-Con. If you're in that area nearby, drop by.
Couple more noodles will be there as well.
Yep.
Joe Ing and Long.
Longvi will be there too. But
Well,
upcoming shows, since it's here anyways, I'll be at Anime Expo in LA. I will be in San Diego Comic-Con
oop.
in San Diego. I will be in PAX West in Seattle. And there's probably another show before that that I have yet to announce because I'm still in talks about going. That's in the East Coast though, so I'm rarely in the East Coast, so cool beans.
Coolest of beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
so if you're gonna be in those areas, people,
Drop
come
by.
say hi to the
Be chipper.
Chamba guy.
Be chipper.
Maybe get a commission of somebody.
Get a
cool
sketch.
something,
Get a sketch.
You know?
Tell us you listen to the episodes.
Yeah, and we'll be like, yeah. That's cool.
Like, people listen to it. I don't even know what that's from.
You don't know what that's
I couldn't hear it properly. Go play it again. Oh, I don't know.
That's the CeeLo. You don't know that one?
Is it?
The CeeLo "Fuck You" track?
It's been a while since I heard that one.
Oh.
I love that. That's so weird. That's such a weird sound. Someone should do that in church.
Oh man, they definitely should.
Yeah. But that's it, guys.
Being a dickhead fool. Stop being a dickhead.
Okay, I don't know that. I don't know that song, but that's cool. It's
I don't
very
either,
groovy.
but
Yeah, it's a good
it
one.
was a good one.
So yeah, as you can tell, Royce has a soundboard now.
We'll be
We're
gonna have
constantly
our own
adding more
personalized
things
one.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we'll do.
that's it. 150, guys. Thanks for being with us for 150 episodes plus.
We
Here's
did
to the
it,
next
guys.
150.
And,
Sorry about the delay.
Right, right. But good problems. We're both busy.
Very busy. Very busy with work.
So I guess we will. I guess that it's gonna be a while before the next one. Then.
No,
'cause
I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna bring my mic
Okay.
with me, so because I'll be at Long's place, and we could probably do some audio ones, but you'll have to be editing the videos.
Okay.
Yep. So that's fine, right? That's fine. You can do all that stuff. You know what you're doing.
My cat is freaking out.
Cool.
So yeah, until the next one, guys.
And his name is John C.
That's not the one. Okay.
Oh, wait, that's fine. Oh, by the way, thank you for playing that. So there's a new short segment.
Yeah.
It's a John Cena segment.
John C.
It's basically John Cena news. We've got nothing,
We got nothing. So
got nothing.
no news today for that one.
but they will.
Congratulations!
But there will be, I'm sure, every episode. Cool beans.
Someday. So yeah, guys.
you need to get
until
that.
the next. Stay chipper, chaps.
Stay chipper.